In the 1960s, plans were drawn up for a slightly unusual tower block in Anniesland. It was unusual in the sense that it was to be 22 stories tall, but the elevators would only have 7 stops. On each stop, there'd be 6 upstairs 2-bedroom flats, 6 downstairs 2-bedroom flats, 6 1-bedroom flats on the main corridor. It was to be designed to look like a tenement standing on its side. J. Holmes and Partners designed the building and construction commenced in 1966. In 1968, the tower was finished. It was one of the nicer tower blocks in Glasgow, and to this day it still is. Anniesland Court bears a striking resemblance to the Trellick Tower in London, a building that's definitely going to be covered on this channel. There's a lot of information about it and I think it would make for a very interesting video. The building's ground floor received some extra work in the mid-1980s. Anniesland Court has lights on the drying balconies that can be seen from Glasgow Airport at night. The building also has a community hall for residents to have a cup of tea and socialise with other residents. Many local events are also held in the community hall each year. It was in 1996 that someone decided the building was a great example of architecture from the 1960s and was important to the city and its history. It was given an A listing, being the only tower block in Glasgow to have this title. It's also the tallest listed building in Scotland, so although some tower blocks may be meeting their end soon, Anniesland Court will be here for generations to come, and a good reminder of the architectural style in the 1960s. While researching to make this video, and the other episodes of the Glasgow History series, I realised that a lot of tower blocks are really hard to find information about. They just didn't keep too much records on a lot of tower blocks like Kennis Head or Royston Hill, but Anniesland Court is one of the more well documented ones, probably thanks to its status as a listed building. There's some tower blocks that are even more documented than even Red Road, such as the Trellick Tower in London, which, as I previously said, is definitely going to be covered on this channel very soon. I was also thinking I could do the PS Waverley as like a part 2 to the Queen Mary video. Although it's not a building, it's still quite an interesting part of Glasgow's history. I was also thinking of doing the Shipyards or the Glasgow Garden Festival 1988. Also coming very soon, I will start to cover videos about tower blocks in England. There's a lot more documentation of these tower blocks in England, such as the Trellick Tower, like I previously mentioned. And a lot of the towers in England, they documented them a lot better than the ones here in Scotland, so I'm definitely looking forward to expanding into that area.